I am one person that do not approve of abusive relationships. Okay. I always advise our ladies, especially because they are the ones who are fond of being victims of abusive relationships. But if it happens the other way around, then advice is also for you. Abusive relationships are not a healthy one that you've got to stay in. Okay. Protect your life every time. When you find yourself in an abusive relationship, just leave. It is not healthy. You know, men are known for being more physically abusive when it comes to relationships. And so today we are talking about why men become physically abusive. Okay. Sometimes you could realize that why are some men so gentle, so nice, but others are so abusive. There are some men, no matter what you do to them, they will never lift a finger or a hand to hate you or do anything. They don't even like fighting their fellow men. How much more fighting or hating a woman? So what happens that you experience some men who are kind of abusive. These are some of the reasons why these men are abusive. So you take note of these things to see how you're going to relate with this kind of men to help you, whether in your relationship or in your life. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
Keep watching and listening to Love Dr. OB for your relationship advice, life goals, and financial tips.
Alright, welcome back, guys. My name is Bright Obi. You can call me Love Dr. Obi. On all social media handles, you can also find me over there. So every day I bring you new videos on relationships, life goals, and financial tips so that you can help yourself with. Okay, so if you are new on my channel, please don't hesitate to hit on the subscribe button for me. It is very, very important to me. And also don't forget to hit on the notification bell. So that is an indication that whenever there's a new video, you actually get it before anyone else does it. Now, on why men become abusive. I know pretty well that these actions can never be justified. Someone abusing somebody can never be. There's nothing like good abuse, no. All abuse are bad, and so you don't have to tolerate it. Okay, so we're talking about all these things so that you know what kind of people you're dealing with, so that you always protect yourself, not to bring any harm upon yourself. The first thing is that men who are abusive tend to have experienced abusive scenes. Most men growing up experience a lot of abusive scenes. Okay, so you realize that whatever thing that we do, our movies and everything that men are so much interested in, games and everything, is sort of violent, it's sort of fighting, it's sort of action movies and all sort of things. So most men, when they are exposed to those experiences, it is being instilled in them, and when they grow up, they tend to become abusive. Okay, some of them, when they were with their parents, their dad or their fathers used to hurt their moms, abuse their moms, their sisters, and they themselves sometimes. And so growing up, they just kind of found it as part of them. Not that they really wanted to be in that kind of situation, but it became a part of them. And they realized that, or they interpreted it as, when someone does this sort of things, then this is the answer, or this is the remedy for this kind of thing, which is the abuse. And so, for example, there are some men that when a woman insults them, they hate them, because maybe in the past, when their mom used to insult their dad replied with an abuse or something. So when you experience such men, because they have experienced all these things in the past, no matter what, subconsciously they will hate you. Sometimes they will hate you, then later they realize that, hey, I'm not supposed to do that, I wasn't supposed to do that. Then they come apologizing to you. Okay, and that's where the problem usually lies. They are always soft after they've hate you, and they tend to apologize for that kind of thing. So that is one major reason why some men are abusive. The second thing is that some men are made to believe that being mean is kind of sexy or romantic, or women love abusive men. You know, sometimes when we watch movies and people who are suffering from Stockholm syndrome, where they get attached to their kidnappers or people who are hostile towards them, some people tend to, imaginalize those kind of things. We think that, oh, then this is what is required. If I want a woman and she's being difficult, then that's what I'm supposed to do. I remember there was a movie, a Ghanaian movie called Beast that I watched, and it was about Majid Mikael and this kind of lady. He was sort of abusive. No matter what this guy did, the lady was still in love with him. So with people who are exposed to certain things, they tend to believe that, oh, then it means that when I become abusive or mean, then women are going to love me, so let me be like that. I know there are people who do say that women don't like calm guys, women don't like gentle guys. I don't know where those philosophies came from. And so women like guys who are able to discipline them, who are able to hate them, who are able to abuse them, kind of. People have that kind of notion. And so they think that as a way of making you love them is by hating you. That is also one reason why some men become abusive. They think that being mean to a woman is a way of letting them love you. So if you have a man who believes like that and you are still with them, you are confirming to them that yes, indeed, once I beat this person almost every time, she still cannot leave me. And you are confirming to that. So that's also another reason why men become abusive. The third thing is that there are some people who are psychopath, okay, that come with some psychological issues and is kind of health issues, okay. So those things sometimes do not have so much control. Some people were born psychopath, sociopath, where they do not have control over their action. It's a psychological problem, and so those people, they are usually antisocial and they don't like mingling with people. They think that the way of solving every issue is using violence. Those people, they don't really talk so much, so they answer every action or everything they are not so happy with abuse. Okay, so when you find yourself with someone who is a sociopath or a psychopath, sometimes narcissist, then you would have yourself wanting, because those people, abuse is their reply to any kind of behavior that they don't know how to sit down and talk about an issue or see the best way to solve an issue without using violence. Okay, that is a psychological issue, a health issue, and so those people actually need help. You are not the one to help them if you are not a medical practitioner. Even if you are, they need responsible medical practitioners without that sort of attached feelings or whatever to help them. Okay, so most men who abuse their wives, abuse women, are psychopath or sociopath, and they need help. The last thing I'm talking about so that we leave here is that sometimes men who are abusive are pushed to the wall. I've had certain instances of seeing certain scenarios where men who become abusive or hate women are men who have been pushed so hard to the wall. Okay, some men do try their possible best not to hate a woman, not to do anything, but some women can really push you so hard that you wouldn't have any choice but to hate them. I'm not condoning to that. I'm not justifying that. But if you are fond of pushing a man so hard, if you want to hit him, if you like hitting me, I will do this. If you like hitting me, the moment you start doing that, you are stirring his anger, and then he will hit you. So one thing that makes men abusive is that they are pushed so much. There are some women that can be very, very worrisome, and they could push the men so hard that they don't have any choice but to hit you, to silence you. Okay, so if you are fond of doing that, you've got to stop it, because sometimes they can hit you and then the worst could happen. Someone took a gun and then shot the wife. I wouldn't say it happened overnight. I think he might have been pushed so hard to the wall that he had to pull a gun to shoot the wife. And so it didn't happen just overnight. So ladies, these are some of the things that I've got for you. So know the kind of man, why he's abusive, whether it was based on their experience, whether you are pushing them so hard, whether they have psychological issues or whatsoever. Because that man can kill you in the house, and before you realize, you will be a ghost already and you wouldn't have anything to do about it. So take note of these things and help yourself with them. So I appreciate you so much for passing by today. If you are new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then come here every week to enjoy whatever video that I post on this very platform. So I will see you in my next video. Stay blessed.